I've told you guys time after time, I love the transfer portal. There's a lot of good to it. There's a lot of positives. But however, there's a dark side to it, and I mean a very dark side, and there's a lot of negatives to it, and you're seeing it right here. Let me ask you a question. Is there any other better way to end off your Friday night, to end off your week, than a Matt B. Gray video? Well, truth be told, yeah, there's probably a lot of better ways. But you're here, so you might as well stick it out because we got a lot of craziness going on in the college football world that we need to talk about. And one of those said topics include the news that came out today that Auburn officially has found their new quarterback, Peyton Thorne from Michigan State. But if you've been keeping up with the channel and watching my videos, you would have known this was happening 2 days ago. We've already made a video talking all about this. It's just now today, Friday, it became officially official. We're going to talk all about that, and I'm going to tell you why I don't. Let me repeat that. Why I don't like this move. Ladies and gentlemen, what just happened at Auburn with Hugh Freeze? This is the bad side. This is the downside to the transfer portal. Why? Because, you had a quarterback who's returning, who's been working extremely hard in the offseason, and Robbie Ashford, so he can get ready for year 2, and you bring in this new guy to steal his job. A lot of people fail to think about that aspect of the game, and if you're an athlete, you know this straight up sucks. And by the way, Robbie Ashford has already responded to the news. You're definitely going to want to see what he had to say, but also, we got to talk about what Brian Kelly, LSU's head coach, said about Alabama. I'm going to be honest, I heard about this 3-4 days ago when it originally happened, and I didn't think anything about it. But now it's starting to gain some traction, and I need to give my 2 cents because I think it's getting out of hand. I think it's safe to say we got a jam-packed video for all of you on this Friday night. I hope you had a great week, and I hope this can be a great start to your weekend. If you're watching this on Friday night, Saturday morning, whenever. All right, Matt, by the way, if you like the content, you already know, consider joining our community. All right, Matt, should I grab up now without further ado? Let's get on. First thing is first, I want to open up this video in a slightly different way, and I hope you guys don't mind too much, but I saw this on Twitter today, and to be honest with all of you, I hope this doesn't sound corny or whatnot. It made me smile. It made my day. Sports Art Chill said, just listened to about 5 hours straight of Matt B. Great today at work, and I was 100% entertained the entire time. One of the best independent sports channels on YouTube. Dude makes great content. I just wanted to come on here real briefly and express my gratitude and how grateful I am for this comment. I'm going to leave it at this. Thank you for the kind words. It means more than you ever know. We got to get a move on, though, to our first topic of this video. And that topic is no other than good old Brian Kelly. What did Brian Kelly do? Well, he, let's just say, sent a little what some people are labeling as a jab towards Nick Saban in Alabama. Brian Kelly at LSU last year had an extremely perplexing season last year. Why was it perplexing? Well, they went 10-4. There were a lot of good moments, but also a lot of bad moments. It was so up and down. Heading into the season, the expectations, they were low. Then, what happens week 1? You lose to Florida State on an extra point. The expectations at that point in time get even lower. People are now like, well, dang, can they even win 7-8 games? After they lose to Florida State, what happens next? They run off 4 in a row. Things are looking great. They're hosting Tennessee, and then boom, they get blown out at home. Expectations are back down to 0. Then, they beat Ole Miss by over 20 points, and then, the biggest game of the year for them, they upset Alabama at home. They are sitting at an insane 10-2 before the A&M game. A&M is the worst team in the SEC, and LSU loses to A&M. Wasn't even close. And after that loss against A&M, we all know what happened next. They had to play big old bad Georgia in the SEC championship, and it wasn't too pretty either. You're sitting at 10-4. You're on a 2-game losing streak. The games weren't close, and then you blow out Purdue. What was it? Was it like 63-7? Yeah, that's what it was. Actually, my bad. I said you were sitting 10-2 before the Texas A&M game. I've now just thought about it. You were actually 9-2. You finished the regular season 9-3. No, wait. Matt, get it right. 9-4. You beat Purdue, then you're 10-4. Okay, I get it now. I was getting a little confused there, but y'all get what I'm saying. They finished 10-4. Like I said, though, it was an odd season to say the least. I would say overall, though, Brian Kelly, he exceeded expectations. And if I'm an LSU fan, I am overly ecstatic about this. Why am I ecstatic? For this one reason, and this one reason right here. You beat Alabama and Nick Saban in year 1 in a rebuilding season. Brian Kelly has never beat Nick Saban. That's been his kryptonite, and he did it in 1 year in the SEC. Not too shabby. Big kudos to him. I like Brian Kelly. Very likable head coach. But guess what he said 3 days ago that's got everybody rallied up? He said in Houston, quote unquote, I love the environment of a college stadium. I love coming out on that field. I love beating Alabama. It's not the beginning of that got everybody rallied up. It's the last part. I love beating Alabama. Interesting. Now, I know all of you are expecting me to freak out about this, but I'm not going to because You need context to this, and that's what the media is not providing. They're not giving you context. Here's the context behind what happened. Brian Kelly was talking to his boosters when he said that. He was at a public speaking event. They're taking this quote out of context. He didn't just say this randomly on a Tuesday afternoon to get people hyped up. Like, if he would have tweeted this out, hey man, I love beating Alabama. I love beating them boys over in Tuscaloosa. Oh yeah, we'd be having a different conversation, but that's not what happened. Your boy Matt is a professional overreactor, so when I'm not overreacting to something, you better believe it is not a big deal. This isn't a big deal whatsoever, and come on now, what do you want him to say? I like a head coach every now and then it's going to throw a slight little jab. Nothing too crazy, but something like this, that's cool. He's talking to these boosters, and to get everybody's attention, what's the gold standard in college football? It's Alabama, so of course he's going to bring them up for reference. Think about it. That is one of the most prestigious honors you can ever get in college football. Beating Alabama. Why do you think since 2008 on College Game Day, everywhere you look, people have signs that say, we want Bama. They're the gold standard. Everybody wants to say, hey, we beat them. Me personally, I can't speak for you, but for me personally, I have no problem with this whatsoever. Let me know your thoughts on this. We may talk about this tomorrow as well if some of y'all think it's controversial in the comment section. If y'all don't think it's a big deal, then we won't talk about it again. But moving along here to the main top of the main encore, the main reason you clicked onto this video, we got to talk about what's going on in Auburn, Alabama. Well, what do you know? The news officially came out today that Peyton Thorne, Michigan State transfer quarterback, he's going to Auburn. I'm not shocked by this. Why am I not shocked? Well, I said this was going to happen 2 days ago. That's why. And if you've been keeping up with the channel, you would have saw this coming as well. Here's what I want to talk about. The downside to this and why I hate it. Why do I hate it? Because of this situation right here. I've told you guys time after time, I love the transfer portal. There's a lot of good to it. There's a lot of positives. But however, there's a dark side to it. And I mean a very dark side. And there's a lot of negatives to it. And you're seeing it right here. Whoa. Hold on. I know what all you sitting there saying. Matt, what are you talking about, man? What is this dark side? And it's with Robbie Ashford, Auburn's quarterback. Robbie Ashford last year, he battled it out at Auburn, already went through a quarterback competition. He winds up being the starting quarterback, and he does a decent job last year. I'm not going to say he did a good job. He did a decent job. He was learning the system. It was his first year there, and he didn't have a lot of talent surrounding him. He did good enough. Auburn fires their head coach. They bring in a new guy, Hugh Freeze, and Robbie Ashford, instead of entering the portal, he's like, you know what? I'm going to stick it out. I'm going to continue to work hard, battling out, and I want to try to get that starting job. But while Robbie Ashford, he's working, he's grinding, he's in the gym, he's working out every single day, he's going on morning runs, he's practicing harder than anybody else. Meanwhile, that's going on. You know what Hugh Freeze and his coaching staff's doing? They're looking for another quarterback in the portal. That's the downside to it. Whenever a kid does stay, he doesn't get rewarded. Pretty crazy, right? When you look at it from that perspective, we knock all these kids for leaving whenever the going gets tough. Well, when they don't leave, this is what happens. They get replaced. And I already know somebody's going to say, well, Matt, Peyton Thorne's being brought in to battle for the job. He's not guaranteed to get it. Here's all I'm going to say about that. Just going after another quarterback should tell Robbie Ashford that Hugh Freeze and his staff, they don't trust him or believe in him. Period. The end. Let me show y'all this comment on the previous video when we talked about this situation. This person said, I absolutely disagree with your assessment that Freeze was looking for a quarterback behind the backs of the quarterbacks currently on the roster. Continuing along here, he has said at pretty much every press conference since he took the job that if he saw a quarterback that he felt like would improve the quarterback room, he would be open to taking them. Yes, you're 100% right. In the previous video talking about the situation, I shouldn't have said Hugh Freeze is going behind everyone's back trying to get a new quarterback. That was me wording it the wrong way. What I should have said is Hugh Freeze is deliberately in front of everybody saying, hey, I'm not really confident in Robbie Ashford. Let me go after a new guy. Which is totally okay, but still, don't you got to feel a little bit bad for Ashford? Let me give y'all a better perspective, though. I don't think some of y'all quite understand it. This is the exact equivalent of your girlfriend coming up to you saying, hey, I still want to date, but I'm going to be looking at other dudes to see if I can find a better one. But if I don't find a better one, I'm going to come back to you. You see what I'm saying? It's a weird and tricky situation. You don't want to leave your girl because you love her, but she's looking for other dudes while you're dating? Come on, man. There's not a single difference here. It's the exact case and scenario. Take a look at this. Robbie Ashford tweeted out about 7 hours ago, let's work. Iron sharpens iron. War Eagle. Of course, you can put 2 and 2 together here. He's talking about the new addition of getting Peyton Thorne. Here is my biggest question to that. Do you really think Robbie Ashford is excited to compete for the quarterback job? I don't think so. I will say this, he's right on this, and I said it about the Alabama quarterback room. Iron, it does sharpen iron. This is going to be a good thing. Because with the Alabama quarterback situation, you bring in Tyler Buckner from Notre Dame, it now tells Ty Simpson and Jalen Milroe, hey, we got to be on our A game every single day at practice. So, iron sharpens iron. They're going to get better. It's the same thing here at Robbie Ashford and Peyton Thorne. Now, Robbie Ashford, whereas he could probably, in the past week or two, lollygag around in practice, kind of take it chill, now he can't do that because he's got to compete for this job. Because if he doesn't show up and give his A-plus effort, this other guy, Peyton Thorne, he's going to steal it from him. I don't care what anybody says. It's yin and yang. This is the bad side and the good side to the portal. The good side is a Michigan State quarterback can go to a new school and be a starter. The bad side is, well, that current starter at Auburn, he may lose his job. Both of them can't start. One of these two guys is going to be sitting the bench. And you know what that means? Around this time next year, they'll be entering the portal again. And it's going to be all over again, same situation. Same situation, just at a different school somewhere. Robbie Ashford, he will transfer in somewhere and he'll compete for a starting job. And if he wins it, the current starter there, he'll be benched and he'll enter the portal. It's just a continuous cycle. I am very curious though. Let me know your thoughts down below. But roll with me.